Well, it's been quite a while since we last posted on here. It's been about a couple of weeks since our last video was released on here. And there have been a few things stopping us from getting anything to fill the void. Mainly it has been after we were hoping to go to Loughborough Fair, ending our hiatus, but unfortunately weren't able to cover hotel costs. Then we were hoping to be at the Plymouth Winter events on the last week of November, but unfortunately due to illness, that was not able to happen. And the past couple of weekends we haven't been able to get to anywhere because of clashes with parties and events outside of fairs. But hopefully during the month we are able to get some visits done. There are a few places we do have our eye on, but until then we'll save this for the end of the video. But let's just see what's been happening last month in UK Funfairs. So hello and welcome to the November 2023 instalment of last month in UK Funfairs. Yeah, we didn't actually get to anywhere during this month. I think it's probably the longest we've gone, because typically January is the year we don't typically get to a fair, but in November we didn't get to a single place at all, mainly because we went on a bit of a hiatus to focus on parks. We did manage to get to Drayton Manor, so if you do want to see videos of that, check it out on the Theme Park Euphoria YouTube channel. Now, we do have quite a bit to cover in terms of events-wise, so let's see what has been happening news-wise with events.
The organisers of Hedge End Carnival have announced that they had cancelled their fireworks event, which would have had a fair in support of the event. This follows a risk assessment which determined the ground it was to take place on was deemed unsafe for the event to go ahead on. A new winter event for Wales was announced and carefully on ice. The event, which takes places on the same ground on the town's Crescent Road, is the same spot where the annual Big Cheese event used to be held and consists of an ice rink, a giant wheel and some Dan terrace rides among the additions to this event. After an absence last year, it was announced that Great Dorset Steam Fair will not be running in 2024, making it the second year in a row the event is taking place. A full statement on the reasons for it not going ahead next year can be found on the event's website and socials. And after running for 3 years, Alton Towers announced that the 2023 season would be the final year for the park's Retrosquad campaign, meaning that all 3 temporary fair rides would be removed and would go back to their respective owners. Both Starfighter and the PWS Super Trooper would later undergo some major cleaning and maintenance following their time in the park, although Air Raid managed to come out of it without any major work needed.
And on to some new rides that have come to the UK Funfair scene.
The latest PWS Sizzler to be completed has been picked up by its owner. This one we covered last month, called Twist It, was picked up by John Searle and is expected to debut in February next year. PWS have also shown progress on the Sizzler afterwards, which shares the colours to Roland's machine from the summer of 2022. This one, however, has a fixed LED queue platform as well as flashing light caps, although the owner will not be confirmed until the ride is picked up by them. The Roland family have shared photos of the new ride named Blaze, which will be a con-folding group extreme with outward spacing seats. The ride, which will be the 17th of this model across the UK and Ireland, will be debuting at the start of the family's 2024 season, where dates have been announced, but the location is unconfirmed. The highly anticipated Air Raid 2 has been revealed in all its glory after being built up at Braehead Shopping Centre in Glasgow. The ride, which was built for Mitchell Wilmot, is the sequel to his well-respected Gary Evans machine, is top of the range with all extras added and is without a doubt an absolute show stealer. We wish Mitchell and the Wilmot family all the very best with this stunner. There is now a second Trooper XL from Perrin Mart's company PM Rides joining the inaugural machine built in 2020. This one is called Aviator and was built for Perrin Coupland, who currently has the ride open at the Windsor on Ice event until the 8th of January.
And finally, a few ride changes that have happened during the UK Funfairs scene. But first of all, before we actually go into this, there are a couple of things that have not been 100% confirmed. The first thing is Paul Smith's breakdance being exported to a buyer in Portugal, and Emerson Edwards and Paul Hart's space roller top scan, which was at Towin. There are reports saying that that has been exported to a buyer in Italy or somewhere in Europe. However, both of those have not been 100% confirmed, hence the reason why we are not including them in the ride changes segments this month. But anyway, let's have a look and see what happened.
After owning the ride for 20 years, Irish showman Harry McFadden has sold his KMG Freakout to William Roberts. The new owner is expected to be first opening with the ride in the spring next year. Charles Appleton of Rainbow Park in Hunston has sold his Norsun Power Orbiter named Hard Rock to Rennie Gray, who will be travelling with the ride. This means it will be the only one built by the manufacturer travelling in the UK. Charles Holden has sold his 36-metre Govan Luna Park wheel to Henry Studd. The wheel, which was brand new to Charles last year, would debut with Henry at the Waterfront Winterland event in Swansea.
So that is it for the November 2023 instalment of Last Month for UK Funfairs. Now, we are hoping to get to a fair for the first time in a couple of months, starting off with the winter event. So there's two winter events happening in Plymouth that we are hoping to get to some point this weekend. And instead of doing Swansea and Cardiff, the winter events there, we are thinking about doing Reading and Windsor on ice, with Windsor being the top priority because of the second Trooper XL from Perrin Mott. And the other thing as well is, we might potentially be going to Cambridge North Pole, because we do have family in the Peterborough area that we're actually going to be spending Christmas with. So we decided that, you know what, it's only about 30 minutes away from where they're based. So we're hoping to squeeze in Cambridge while we are down in the area. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and as always, see you later.